What is going on? It is Friday. We got a little Putzmeister TK60HP action in the house. Doing what it does best, shotcrete. So this is actually where I shot my last video at, the same day last week. In fact, we're running about 350 feet of hose. So we do a few steel pipes just to stabilize things out the back end, and then being that it's shotcrete, all 2-inch hose from there. We have things semi-strategically tied off at various points. Keep the hose from sloughing down the hill. And let's just check in on what they're doing here. And yeah, we got snow on the ground. That too. Worth a mention, I would say. And it looks like said snow is going to cut this pour short today, because I think we're not going to get any more trucks here. The roads are getting a little bit sketchy, so we'll bang this one in, get out of here, and come back another day to finish. So, but they're just doing some bank retention here. And shotcrete all the way around here. It's supposed to be about 3 loads, but like I said, I think we're gonna get cut off after 1 load here. But yeah, it is it's a relatively easy setup running all this 2-inch line like this. The reason why we don't run 2.5 or 3-inch bigger rubber hose, when the pump strokes, the line just swells instead of the concrete actually being pushed through it. So you notice most shotcrete guys will run all 2-inch or 2-inch steel pipe. Now we don't keep that because we don't do enough shotcrete to justify it. But the guys that pour this stuff every day, they run a whole whack of 2-inch steel pipe off of the big dog Reed C50SS trailer pumps. Yeah, we're pushing at a pretty tight-ish slump here. You'll see here, if you can hear over the noise, that right there is an adjustable relief valve. What you'll notice is if I turn it in, my volume will go up. If I back it down, my volume will go down. That is because we are riding the relief valve, or riding the pressure limit, I should say. If I turn it in, down a little bit. If I turn it up, it speeds up. Wind it out. And wind it in. Anyhow, the limit on this machine is about 4,000 psi on that gauge. We usually run it at about 3,000. Reason being, we don't do shotcrete with this thing every day, and there's no point running all that potential pressure and added risk associated with said potential pressure unless needed. So we really only dial this thing up when we're doing a long shotcrete push like this. So this is kind of the perfect job for it. Yeah, I would say with this machine here, it's kind of like the perfect all-around pump. It's got lots of pressure for doing shotcrete. It's also small enough and versatile enough just for doing your regular average residential jobs. Being that it's rated at 60 yards an hour, it's got a little more volume than a TK50, which I always found to be a little bit slow for doing basement floors, things like that. The only thing I don't like, it is a 6-inch delivery cylinder, so it runs a lot of strokes, so your hose is jumping around quite a bit. If I were doing basement floors every day, I'd probably opt for like a TK70, but this is like the perfect little in-between pump. What it does is it uses the 6-inch delivery cylinder from a TK50, and it uses the larger drive cylinders from a TK70, which has a 7-inch delivery cylinder, hence why it makes more pressure. So anyhow, we've been running this thing for about 4 years now, 5 years. and been super duper happy with it. Like I said, it's kind of our go-to shotcrete machine. So we'll check back in a little bit here. All right, it's just waiting on our next load of shotcrete here. So what we did was we held the truck at about 2 cubic meters, and we can nurse this along every 10 minutes or so, each time pumping the hopper down nice and low, as such that we don't have a nasty washout composed of concrete caked up all around the perimeter of the hopper. So we're going to pump off probably another half a meter to a meter here, and once our next truck shows up, then we'll finish this guy right out. We had a casualty here. We lost one of our Chinese clamps. But look at this, I gotta show you something. So these are fully forged from Conform, 150 bar. So all the 3-inch, 2.5 inch, and 2-inch, they're all fully forged now. And they're almost the same price as the old ones that were not forged. So these are like line pumper's dream. The whole body's forged, the handle's forged. It is heavy for sure. Mario's got a lot of shotcrete experience here. What do you think of them? Nice. We should have had those on the Reed. Did you? On the C50SS?
Yeah, but always I ran 5-inch bolt down and 4-inch bolt down.
Oh yeah, the 2-bolt. Yeah.
But then the bolts would break every 6 months.
Were they really? So you guys are doing like what, like 80 meters a day? Yeah. A little larger scale than what we got going on here. All right, happy times. Second load has arrived. That's a relief. We had a little bit of a break there between the trucks. Obviously, the weather is wreaking havoc on supply on this particular day. But we got our second and final truck. We're only getting 2 today. We were going to go for 3, but the snow is really picking up. So we'll get one more in, and we're going to get out of Dodge while we still can. Here we are, last few yards. Got the girl going full tilt, maxed out. 400 feet of hose. Let's see what she's putting out. Probably about 10 cubic meters per hour. Oh no. Actually about 20 yards an hour. Not too shabby actually. But yeah, she's pushing hard. We're just trying to get this truck out of here so we can get on the road before the roads are not conducive to travel. So we're gonna do a little on-site wash here. Reason being is we don't want to travel with this stuff. It's just in case we get stuck in traffic or whatnot, especially with weather like this. So these bags we picked up, these washout bags, what I like about these are the freestanding ones. And they just pop up like so. We've had the other ones where it's got the little drawstrings and the little hole in the top. And you gotta fasten it to the bottom of the hopper and hope that everything falls in the hole and doesn't spill outside the hole. I detest those things, major pain in the ass. These freestanding bags here are the cat's ass. I believe we got these from Concrete Pump Supply, I think is where we got them from. But yeah, highly recommend these. Freestanding open top washout bags, definitely what you want. So we did encounter a tidbit of adversity / excitement here. The pump was actually starting to pressure out, and when it would stroke, you could hear the cylinders doing the shaky. and the steel pipes coming off the back end were also doing the shaky, which is usually a sign that the end of the cylinders slash piston heads are getting caked up with concrete. So what we do is throw the pump into reverse, and we use our interrupt, stroke change, high pressure, whatever you want to call it, and we high pressure it on each side as such that piston can move all the way to the end of the cylinder, and S-tube switches over, and in theory cleans all the junk off the end of that piston, get rid of the caked up buildup in there, and then commence forward pumping, and all is good. But that is not an uncommon thing with shotcrete, especially on a hard push like this. So easily rectified, but yeah, it's just one of those things. It is a pain in the butt. These newer machines, you have to stroke change from the LCD display. The older pumps, you could do it right off of the remote control. You actually had a button for it, but no big deal. Still got it done. There's still a way of doing it, so I'll go with them.
You go with them?
Yeah, I'm just going to, let me just pump this out here. I'll get the retarder through the lens, and then I'll go with them on a hose blowing out adventure. There we go. Come through so wet, we just roll the lines downhill. I might even blast the hopper over the water and just pump it right through. Just flush it. With shotcrete, it should work pretty good. There's not much rock in it, so do a water wash.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there it is. Goosh. Okay. That one's off. All right, we're all blown out here. We've lost our sponge in the ocean. There it is, right there.
Oh, the seal. Oh no, the otter.
I think the tide is going to have its way with it.
Otter's gonna bring it over.
Is there an otter? Oh, there is an otter. Wouldn't that be a trick? What do those guys eat for treats? Okay, well, lines are clean, that's it. Oh yeah, there's the boat ramp we poured 5 months ago?
Yeah, about 5.
In a previous YouTube video. Looking good. It hasn't washed away. That's good, we like that. Well, that's it. It's a better YouTube video than the last time because we didn't segregate all the lines.
Yeah.
I conveniently cut that out. I talked about it, but I didn't film it, so. Today we got all the hoses clean, it was great.
It'd be like, why was in one breath you were talking and the next one there was snow everywhere?
Yeah. So yeah, not only did we get the lines clean, we also fired a sponge into the ocean.
Well, be careful if you post that, man. People get pissed about that. Seeing a chromium sponge go in the ocean.
Maybe, right?
Yeah.
It could be true. Could be. It was actually. We're gonna edit right now. That's a biodegradable sponge.
Yeah.
It's actually a sea sponge, native to the ocean.
Yeah.
We just sent it back to its home. Catch and release, right? Everybody, see you next time.
Yeah, please not.
All right, guys. Well, we're just washing out here. That will be it for today. A pretty good day all in all. Would have been nice to get a couple more loads down, but due to the weather here, we did the best we could. Sid's just washing out here into this bag. That's what he's talking about here. These open top self-standing bags versus the ones that have the drawstrings and the little hole at the top. These are way better, way easier to use. Like I said, I believe these came from Concrete Pump Supply. There's a logo on them. I would highly recommend those versus the drawstring type. Those are way easier to use. They also work really well for priming out into, pumping out into, whatever. We have the smaller ones also, which work great for priming into. So anyhow, that'll be it for today. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Isn't this just an awesome little pump? I love this thing with a capital heart. And finally, like, share, subscribe. Over and out. Catch you next time.